Today I'm going to be installing a Railblaza rib mount onto my inflatable dinghy. What's great about these rib mounts is they come in two colors, black and white, and they require no hardware for installation. It uses a 3M backing to adhese itself to whatever surface you want to apply it to. Works great on paddle boards with a nice flat surface. You have some kayaks have that flat surface opportunity if you don't want to drill into it. And on a dinghy, there really isn't anywhere for hardware to be installed except for here on the transom sometimes. So this Ribport, I think, is going to be very useful here on the stern of the boat. Some things to consider before starting the installation process is get an idea for where you want your accessory to be and what the functionality of that accessory is going to do for you. For instance, if I wanted to have a rod holder, I would need it somewhere where the fishing rod holder can sit in it and it would sit well on the boat for quick access or trolling, for example, or if you wanted to sit it and forget it while you were fishing. I want to put this accessory mount off the back of the boat because I'm planning to use it for a rod holder, and that way it's off towards the back. It doesn't really get in the way if I have any passengers or if I'm free casting off the front of the boat. And it's also a good place for, potentially stern light again if I tend to use that for something else, or if it's for a net, or maybe I want to mount a GoPro camera to face the front of the boat. So I put my camera here and you can see where I'm going forward. So I'm going to put it here on the stern. And it's also a good area because it's not going to get in the way of my paddle, of my dinghy. And it's also one of the widest surfaces on the boat. And even still, you'll see, because of the curvature of the boat and the width of my pad here, there's some spaces here. So to get this to stick, we're going to have to work around it a little bit, probably deflate some air. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So with both sets of the Ribport, it comes with step-by-step instructions on how to properly mount it to your surface. It comes with an alcohol wipe and an abrasive pad to clean the surface. So let's just going to follow the steps one by one, and we'll go from there. I found my location, so I want to mark it. But before I do that, because of all this open space here, I want to deflate some air in the dinghy to allow this Ribport to mount a little better. I was able to deflate some air, so now when I push down, I can really have every edge touch the Ribport. So I'll just do an outline in pencil. Number 2, using the abrasive pad supplied, scrub the surface area the Ribport is to be mounted. So that's with this scrubbing patch. Use this to clean the area up. Get any funky stuff out of there, any gunk, any salt maybe. I'm using the alcohol swab supplied. Carefully clean the surface where the Ribport is to be mounted and the surface of the Ribport. Clean the surface of the Ribport. So while that's air drying, we'll look at the next step. Carefully peel the backing paper off one side of the VHB pad and stick the pad to the Ribport to ensure the Ribport is within the edges of the VHB pad. So that means we'll take off one layer here. Move from the center to the outside when getting it to stick to the Ribport. So working from the center, pushing it to the outside to make sure this is mounted well to the pad. Using a sharp pair of scissors, we'll now cut off the excess corners here. What we're going to do next is we're going to apply some heat to the pad here. And what we want to do is heat the edges around the Ribport. So while we do this, we don't want to put too much heat directly to the plastic of the Ribport to avoid damaging that or melting it. So we could see our edges here start to get a little bit malleable. We're going to want to go ahead and take your last protective layer off. So now wherever we stick this next is going to stick, and it's a little bit warm. So once we put it down, it's going to be really hard to get it up. So we want to make sure the first time we do this right. I'm going to line it up to where I put my marks earlier. And then I'm just going to press down firmly on all edges, just like so. And firmly press down. Press firmly on the center especially for at least 45 seconds. Leave some type of weight on it for the first 12 hours or so. You're just constantly sticking and putting pressure on it. So I'll try and find something heavy box to leave on here overnight. The 3M tape will take up to 72 hours to cure completely. 75% bond strength is achieved within the first 24 hours, 90% within the first 48, and then full strength within 72 hours. So thanks again for watching this video. If there's any other type of rail mounts you'd like to see us install, or Railblaza mounts you'd like to see us install, let us know. So hope you found this useful, and hope to see you guys out on the water.